Hello all you wonderful people and greetings from Shinjuku Station. Currently right now there is a giant typhoon called Typhoon number 19 or Typhoon Hagibis. I just want to call it Typhoon Hagibis because hey, it's related to Harry Potter, why not? Cause you're a storm, Hagibis. But all jokes aside, this is the biggest storm that's to hit Japan in 65 years. They are calling it a super typhoon, which is the same as a Cat 5 hurricane. And they're expecting a lot of people are going to have to evacuate and go to schools to survive this. And they're expecting a lot of people to die during this storm. In fact, right now, it's the day before it's supposed to hit. If you go to a supermarket, everything is gone. There are empty shelves everywhere because people are buying frenzies. Japan is taking this very seriously. They've already canceled Shinkansen tickets and also trains in the afternoon for tomorrow's storm. And also, they've canceled a couple games for the Rugby World Cup. One could surmise that Japan actually learned a lesson from the last big typhoon, that human life is very important. During the last typhoon that hit Osaka, people were driving out doing work and they almost died. So I'm very happy that Japan has said, hey, some businesses, close your stuff today. So I've heard that this really doesn't do anything, taping your windows and stuff, but the building that we have doesn't have any shutters and nor will they ever. So, I mean, it can't hurt, right? All right, let's hope this stuff holds. Well, if I do need drinking water, at least I have a whole supply of it. The visibility right now is just under a half a mile. You should be able to see more of the city, but you kind of can't because the winds and clouds are blocking it. It's currently just after 1 o'clock. Right now the storm is really starting to hit. It should be here roughly in about even in this wind, there are still some places that are still open and train lines that are currently going as well, which this is a serious hurricane, and I guess some people don't take it that seriously. It seems like the entire city of Tokyo has been engulfed by this giant typhoon. And for my safety, I should probably go back inside. Even though I'm right next to a giant body of water, this thing might flood the entire area, but Japan. All right, it's 6 o'clock now. The wind is blowing so hard that the whole building is shaking. Just opened that, those tape stuff holds the glass together. And we just had a mini earthquake. So the building's shaking from the wind and the earth. Come on, Japan. I'm from Florida. I can take it. Bring it. Oh. This sound is coming out of my stove in my house. During the night, I've been getting updates from the government of Japan, which is telling me that the storm's been upgraded from a level 4 danger to a level 5 danger. For the most part, I think it's over. But this is the first time that Japan sent an emergency message to my phone. Even during the earthquakes, I get nothing. But this time, I finally got one. Thank you, Japan. I'm back in Odaiba right now, and it's amazing. The trains are open, but a lot of them are just shut down, hoping to open in the next hour, hour and a half. It's amazing how fast they can reopen things. But it seems like the major arteries of Japan right now are completely closed, probably due to damage from the storm that came last night. Because of that, this station is very, very quiet. Let's go on a post-typhoon walk. This whole island seems like a giant ghost town. They're always arriving, they're never coming. It's great to see that even though there was an intense storm last night, these strange buildings and Ferris wheels are structurally rated for giant typhoons. The giant malls here aren't opening until 2 today because of, well, safety reasons, and probably because no one can get here right now. He said it was possible that we would experience some storm surges last night and also some overflowing rivers. Thankfully, in this area, that did not happen, which we are very, very lucky for. As of right now, however, there have been 2 confirmed deaths during this storm. This was a huge storm that covered a lot of the country, and it went on for an extremely long time. It's amazing to see the aftermath of the storm and the fact that these completely unique, strange buildings, especially right there, the Miraikan, the Future Museum with the Asimo robots inside of it, are absolutely safe. It's incredible that all this architecture is able to stand up against one of the biggest storms known to Japan. Hey look, there's like an Asimo-like robot right there. Oh, thank goodness, these cosmic Yakusugi cedars are still standing, which are trees that were actually sent to space. We actually have the first sign of damage, a couple tree branches that are broken. Personally, I feel extremely lucky because during the typhoon, a single light went off for like 5 or 10 minutes, then it came back on, but at night I had to go into my hallway. My sliding glass doors were like shaking like crazy. I was like, it might be time to evacuate. I thought for sure the tape wasn't gonna hold, but it did. By the way, that tape does nothing. Thankfully, this is the biggest damage I've seen, and it's not to a building, it's to a tree, so it's not that bad. There's the Maritime Museum, and then if you look all the way in the distance there, you can actually see Mount Fuji right about there. Now it's out of focus, but there it is. Mount Fuji, everybody. See this giant thing? It's absolutely free to go into. However, the only part that you can go into is a small section which lets you go to that part right there, and that's the museum. This is just an old museum that they don't use too much anymore, and it's just here because, well, they built it a long time ago and it's not going anywhere. It's also a video for the future. Good to see that the dome inside of the Fuji television station is still there. Wonder how that robot's doing. Well, if I can avoid the trees here, you can see that the Gundam Unicorn is currently A-OK, surviving this giant hurricane in what looks like a shielded mode. I imagine if he had a shield or a sword, those would probably be gone, but then again, his giant unicorn-like horns are still there, so maybe this thing was really designed well. Of course, worst case scenario, this thing could always just blast off and then get away from the storm, right? That's how that works, right? However, it seems the Gundam trailer shop has lost its awnings. It looks like those are pretty broken. I don't think you can fix those. Also, it looks like they've lost a section of the trailer as well. Why doesn't this guy have a head? People are starting to show up too. That's a good sign. Go on a post-hurricane walk, shall we? It is absolutely great to see that life is coming back to normal here in Tokyo. But the fact remains that 2 people have passed away because of the storm, and it's a total tragedy. And this goes to show that, you know, we should really think about our environment. I'm not getting on a platform, I'm not telling you what to do, but you know, look up what's out there, look up what's the cause of this, and think about the future and how we're going to help protect future generations to enjoy this planet that we like so much. Regardless, this could have been much, much worse, and thank God it wasn't. As I always say, you can do it, I can do it, we can all do it.